In this video, we're going to get your email marketing set up from scratch using Klaviyo. By the end of this video, you'll have a pop-up collecting emails on your store, all the important automated emails running in the background, making money for you, and you'll know how to send your first email campaign. But look, here's why this matters. Email is the only channel that you actually own. Instagram can change the algorithm tomorrow, TikTok could get banned, but your email list goes with you no matter what. And for e-commerce stores using Klaviyo, email normally drives around 20 to 30% of their total store revenue. And look, that's not a guess, that's a flat benchmark across thousands of stores. Think about it, 20 to 30% of your store's revenue could just be coming from email, so don't overlook it. And look, there's two ways that emails can make you money. The first one is flows. These are the automated sequences that just run in the background and you only have to set them up once. And campaigns are the manual emails that you send when you actually have something to say. These are broadcast your whole audience or just a segment of your audience at one given time. And we're going to cover both today, so let's get into it. So first off, I want you to head to Klaviyo using the link in the description. We've got you a special deal, only exclusive to people in the space. Once you're there, just sign up, use your business email address. In this case, I'm just going to use a HelpBnk one. And drop your company name and your website URL. And after that, Klaviyo is going to ask you how you use the platform. So if you're a founder, I just select for my own business. And after that, Klaviyo is going to want to know what you're selling. So for most of you, that's probably going to be consumer goods. And tell it your main focus is selling products online. Now it's going to ask to sync with your shop. So if you're on Shopify, I just select it and input your store URL. But if your store isn't live yet, don't worry, just click I'll do this later and we can just keep moving through this. So next, be honest about your contact size list. If you're starting from 0, just select I don't have any contacts yet. Then you want to put in your business address. This is really, really important. You have to have it for the anti-spam laws, especially in the UK. So just use your office or your registered business address. But this is what shows up at the bottom of all your emails that you'll send out. And then just confirm that your sender info is correct and email is your primary channel. And you'll need to hop over to your inbox just to verify your account. And then once you click that link, you'll be officially in and welcome to your main Klaviyo dashboard. So first off, instead of having to go through and pick your brand colors manually, all you can do is click review branding and let Klaviyo analyze your whole website and pick the main colors and puts it straight into Klaviyo for you. It'll crawl your site, automatically pull your brand colors, your fonts and all your guidelines. So you don't have to manually input them. And then upload your logo, and just like that, every email that you send out will be customized specifically to your brand. So first, we're going to want to get your pop-up live so we can start collecting emails. Simply go to sign up forms, and then what we're going to do is I'm just going to use this outlier template here. Then first off, you're going to want to go to sign up forms and create a pop-up. I'm just going to go with a classic 10% off pop-up. It gives people a reason to give their email. You don't have to give 10% off. You normally have to provide some kind of incentive if you want people to give you something. Because you only have about 2 to 3 seconds to capture their attention, you've got to make it count. So the more words you have on the pop-up, the more you're going to scare your customer and the higher likelihood they'll just click off the pop-up and not enter their email address. So what you're going to want to do is remove any unnecessary bulk and anything like exclusive offers or promotions, because those things are just implied anyway when people sign up with their email. And then also what I'm going to do is change the copy of the button just to make it sound a bit more enticing than continue. And then what you can see me do here is I'm just going to go through and duplicate the step so you can make it into 2 steps. And we're going to turn this into a micro commit pop-up. So then I'm just going to go through and delete the email input on the first step. So what this micro commit step does is it lowers the commitment the customer has to give on the first step because they don't see the email input form. So they don't have to overcome that friction of knowing they have to put in their email. So they'll be way more likely to click through that first step just to try and get a discount. And then due to human psychology, once they've started something, you're way more likely to finish it. And that means they're way more likely to enter their email in that second step. And then what I'm just going to do here is remove the teaser on mobile because I find it just takes up too much of the screen and gives the customer way more reason to churn. You can keep it on desktop though, that's not a big deal. Next, we're just going to go to targeting behavior because you don't want the pop-up just to jump in their face immediately. I like to set it to a 10-second delay and then leave when they try and exit the site, and when also they've scrolled over 50% of the page. Then if we click on targeting, we just want to make sure it's only showing up to people who haven't submitted their email yet. Now your pop-up is ready. You can launch it and your store will be ready to go and collect leads while you sleep, while you're picking up the kids, while you're exercising. anyone that comes to your site can enter their email and then you can message them whenever you want. Next, we're going to talk about flows, and these are the main reason that e-com brands love Klaviyo. A flow is an automated sequence of emails that triggers based on a certain action that a customer takes. So this could be them signing up, them abandoning their cart, or even them making a purchase. And then all you need to do is set it up once and it just runs in the background forever. So what we're going to do is set up the main core flows, and as you can see, Klaviyo already has an easy to use template just to set up on the main Start Here dashboard. The first one you're going to want to click on is Welcome Series. What this is the first sequence of emails someone gets once they sign up from your pop-up form. All this is going to be is a short introduction to your brand, delivering a discount or any kind of incentive that there is in the first email. What you're going to want here is email 1 to go out immediately. It's going to want to deliver any kind of incentive or discount that you promised in the pop-up, because that's the first thing people are going to want to see. And then maybe just go over some like brand USPs or some reviews or your best sellers. You're going to want to send another 2 or 3 emails, maybe even 4, over the next like week, going over your brand story, your USPs, maybe some social proof, maybe some urgency for the discount. And the welcome series will get some of the highest open rates you'll see of any sequence, because these are really high intent people. So you're going to want to put a little bit of effort into these ones. The next one is your abandoned cart or checkout sequence. And this one's going to make a lot of money. So what this one is when someone goes to your store or they add to cart or they go to checkout, but then they don't buy, they will then receive this sequence of emails telling them to come back and buy. So you're going to want email 1 to go about half an hour after they actually abandon their cart or checkout. I wouldn't wait too much longer than that. Maybe you can push it to an hour, but you really want to hit people when they're warm and they're really thinking about that problem. You're going to want to add a headline like, "You left this behind," or "You forgot something," and then maybe an image of the product they left behind. Then you're going to want to send 2 or 3 more emails over the next like 3 or 4 days, just addressing any other objections that anyone might have. Maybe giving some social proof or your returns policy, or like some urgency of its low stock. This flow alone can recover like 15 to 20% of all abandoned carts across stores. And that's revenue you'd completely lose otherwise if you didn't have any email sequences. Next one is your post-purchase sequence. This one's going to fire after someone buys a product. And the job of this one is to remove buyer's remorse, introduce people to the brand, educate them about the product, and hopefully turn them from a one-time buyer into a repeat buyer. So email 1 is going to go out straight away after they buy. The main job of this is almost like an order confirmation, but also to remove buyer's remorse and reinforce the decision that they made. You really want to make them feel good about buying from you. Then maybe a few days later you want to send like a how to use the product, or how to take care of it, or how often you should be taking it, varied obviously what your product is. You want to make people feel good about the purchase and also make sure they use it, because they're more likely to come back and buy it again or recommend it to a friend. Then about a week after the purchase, you want to make sure you're asking for reviews. This is huge. Reviews are going to do a lot of heavy lifting for your store. Future customers are always going to read reviews before they buy, and product pages with reviews convert way better. Then maybe a few weeks out, you're going to want to send another email if you have other products in your store, giving them a potential upsell, like a "you want fries with that" basically. Then maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, you're going to want to send them a recommended product that complements what they buy. So this could be a cross sell. So if you're selling face wash, maybe you can suggest a moisturizer that goes with it. Your next flow that is really important is your browse abandonment flow. This one is a bit more subtle. So it triggers when someone comes to your site, views a product, but doesn't add to cart. This obviously only works if people have given you their email in the pop-up, and the email is only meant to be a light touch. You want to say something like, "Still thinking about this," or "Did you like what you saw?" Then show them the product they're looking at and a couple similar options that they might like. It's not as aggressive as abandoned cart flow, and it definitely shouldn't be. They were just browsing, they were not buying, so the intent is way less. All it's meant to do is keep your brand in their head. So now we have all your flows running in the background. Let's talk about campaigns. These are the emails that you send manually and broadcast to your audience at one particular point in time. So I want you to think about it this way. Like, flows are like the autopilot and campaigns are the steering wheel. So you'll send a campaign when you're launching a new product, running a sale, restocking something popular, sharing some content or reviews, or behind the scenes look at your brand, or just tying into a holiday that suits your brand. When you're starting out, maybe aim for like 1 or 2 campaigns a week. That's it, and don't overthink it. As your list grows and you can ramp it up, you can maybe do 3 to 5 campaigns a week, but I wouldn't worry about that for a long time. Here's the main thing I want you to keep in mind when you're making campaigns, especially at the level you guys would be at right now. Design emails are going to take you forever to do, and some of you might not be design minded anyway. So what I'm going to say is don't worry about design emails. Here's a trick that you can do that's way quicker and actually makes more money. What you should be doing is sending text-based emails from the founder. What you're going to want to do is click on this bit on the campaign editor. It takes you to the text-based section. When text-based emails are done properly, they look like they come from a person, not a marketing team. And these are like a pattern interrupt in someone's inbox because they're not blurry or they're not loud. They don't look like they're marketing emails. They just look like they came from a friend or a colleague. And that's the whole point. This format creates the feeling in the customer that someone actually sat down and wrote this email for them. And look, you might not believe me, but the engagement numbers that I see backs this up completely. Plain text emails consistently see higher open rates, higher click rates, higher placed order rates, and they have better deliverability because inbox providers like Google and Yahoo treat them more as real emails rather than marketing emails. There is a downside though, that there is a lack of visual appeal. There's no product shots, there's no lifestyle imagery, and over time, an inbox full of plain text emails could get boring. There is also a limited amount of what you can actually communicate. Some products do need to be seen, but for when you're starting out, I 100% recommend this method. And look, that's everything you need to get email marketing set up for your store. So let's recap what you need to do right now. Number 1, sign up for Klaviyo and connect your Shopify store. 2, I want you to set up your branded sending domain so your emails don't end up in spam. Number 3, I want you to publish your pop-up and the few of the core flows so you can start collecting emails and making money. And look, you might think this is too early, but I promise you, email marketing compounds. Every day your pop-up is live, your list can get bigger and bigger and bigger. And every email you send is a chance to build trust and make a sale. The stores that start early with this always end up well ahead of everyone else 6 months down the line. I can promise you, when you have a list of 5, 10, 20,000 emails, and you can just wake up in the morning and send an email out to all those customers, and you can see sales coming in, you're gonna thank yourself for starting an email list as soon as you did. So if you're having any questions about this, drop them in the space or in the comments of this video. I'll make sure to answer all of them.